My family stole my house and sided with my cheating wife. So I took it all back. They say blood is thicker than water. It's the first thing they teach you, the bedrock of your entire life. Family first. Family is forever. What they don't tell you is that blood is also messier, harder to clean up, and in my case, it can be poisoned from the inside out. My name is Mark Walker, and this is the story of how I lost everything and how I took it all back. I was the reliable one. That was my role. In my family, there were 2 sons, me and my brother Alex. Alex Walker. He was the golden child. He was the son everyone orbited. He had the charm, the smile, the big ideas. He was the one who got into trouble, and my parents, they were the ones who clucked their tongues, said, "Oh, Alex," and then mortgaged their future to bail him out. I was the other one. The fixer. The one who, well, I was just Mark. I was the one who went to college on a scholarship, not because I was a genius, but because I knew my parents were saving their money for Alex's next business venture. I was the one who got a stable job in IT. I was the one who bought a sensible car. I was the one who showed up, did the work, and paid my bills. My parents were proud of me, in the way you're proud of a good, reliable appliance. It does its job, you don't have to think about it. But Alex, they were invested in Alex. His successes were their successes. His failures? Well, his failures were just learning experiences that somehow I was always expected to help clean up. Mark, can you loan your brother a few thousand? He's so close to landing this big deal. Mark, can you co-sign on a car for him? He just needs a fresh start. I did it. Because, well, family. Then I met Sarah Miller. Sarah was light. She was beautiful, funny, and she seemed to see me, not Alex's brother, not the reliable utility, just Mark. And we dated for 2 years. Life was good. I was saving money, working as an IT consultant. I had my eye on a house. It was a small bungalow, a fixer-upper, but it was mine. I put 20% down, my 20% saved from my work. I bought it a full 6 months before Sarah and I even got engaged. I spent those 6 months pulling up carpets, redoing the plumbing, painting the walls. It was my stake in the world. We got married. It was a good wedding. My parents looked happy. Alex was my best man, and he gave a charming speech about how I was the lucky one to land a woman like Sarah and how he hoped she could loosen me up. Everyone laughed. I laughed. Life was stable. I convinced Sarah that, for legal protection, we should put her name on the deed to the house. She was Sarah Walker now. "What's mine is yours," I said. It was the right thing to do. It was what a good husband did. I was, above all, the reliable one. I was also a fool. The first few years of the marriage were fine. I was working hard. My consultancy was growing. I was putting in long hours, trying to build a future, trying to save for what? I guess just more. Sarah was there. She and Alex, they got along great. Too great. He was always over at the house. He'd lost his job, again, and was between ideas. So he'd come over. He and Sarah would be in the kitchen, laughing, drinking my good whiskey at 2 in the afternoon, while I was on a conference call in the spare bedroom I used as an office. I'd come out, stressed from a deadline, and they'd look at me like I was the party pooper. "Hey, Mark, loosen up," Alex would say, raising his glass. Sarah and I were just brainstorming my new venture. It's blockchain, but for pets. It's revolutionary. "Alex," I'd say, rubbing my temples, "there's no money." "That's the problem with you, Mark." He'd laugh. "You think too small. You gotta spend money to make money." And Sarah would laugh too. "Oh, leave him be, Alex. He's the reliable one, remember?" That's when it should have hit me, when my wife and my brother were using the same backhanded compliments my parents did. But I was blind. I was tired. I just wanted to get through the day. The distance grew. Sarah started sleeping in the guest room. "You snore," she said. "You come to bed too late, you wake me up." I was lonely. In my own house. I just worked more. I poured everything I had into my business. I was landing bigger clients. The money was good, but I was just shipping it into a black hole. Sarah was always shopping. Alex always needed a loan. I came home early one day, a Tuesday. I'd finished a major project deployment, and my boss told me to take the afternoon. I was excited. I was going to surprise Sarah. Maybe we could go for a walk. Talk. I pulled into the driveway. Alex's car was there. Of course it was. I walked in the front door. It was quiet. Too quiet. "Sarah?" I called out. "Alex?" Nothing. I just felt that cold knot. The one I'd been ignoring for a year. I walked down the hall. Our bedroom door was closed. I didn't hear noises. I heard whispering, giggling. I'm not an explosive person. I'm the reliable one. I just opened the door. You see these things in movies. It looks dramatic. Tragic. In real life, it's just pathetic. There was my brother, my golden child brother, in my bed. With my wife, they didn't even scramble at first. They just looked at me. Alex looked annoyed. Like I was the one who had interrupted them. "Mark," he said, holding a sheet up. "Hey, you're home early. Get out," I said. My voice didn't even sound like mine. It was flat. "Look, man, Alex started with that charming smile he always used. This isn't what it looks like. Get out! This time I roared it. The reliable appliance had just blown a fuse. Alex scrambled. He grabbed his jeans. He didn't even look at me as he ran past me out the door. He just left. He left Sarah there. I looked at her. She wasn't crying. She wasn't ashamed. She was angry. Well, she said, pulling the sheet around her. I guess that's that. What? How long? I stammered. A while, Mark, she said, rolling her eyes. God, you're so slow. You didn't see it? Of course you didn't. You're always working. It's Alex, I said. It's my brother, Sarah. And he's fun, Mark, she snapped. He's here. He sees me. You just pay the bills. I loved you, I whispered. No, you didn't, she said, and her voice was cold. You owned me. Like this house. Like your job. I was just another part of your reliable life. And then she dropped the bomb. I'm pregnant. I didn't say anything. I just did the math. The nights she'd said she was tired. The guest room. The timeline. It's not yours, Mark, she said, almost happily. It's Alex's. I should have thrown her out. I should have packed her bags. I should have done something, but I just collapsed. I went to the kitchen, and I called my parents. I don't know what I expected. I just needed my mom. I was broken. Mom, I said when she picked up. Something terrible happened, I told her. I told her everything. I found Sarah with Alex in my bed. The baby. There was a silence on the line. And then I heard my dad's voice in the background. My mom must have put her hand over the receiver. I heard arguing, then she came back. Her voice wasn't warm. It was tense, Mark, she said. Your father and I were coming over. They arrived. With Alex, they brought him. He was standing behind my dad looking at the floor. My mom walked right past me. She went into the bedroom and she hugged Sarah. I just couldn't understand what was happening. My dad put his hand on my shoulder. He looked tired. Mark, he said. This is a mess. A terrible, terrible mess. Dad, he slept with my wife. I know, son, I know. He's ashamed. He doesn't look ashamed. I yelled, pointing at Alex, who was now being comforted by my mother. She was rubbing his back. Mark, my mom said, walking out. Her eyes were hard. We've talked. All of us. What? This situation, she said, it's family. And Sarah is pregnant. With your nephew, or niece. She's pregnant with my brother's child. After cheating on me in my house. Mark, lower your voice, my dad said. You're getting hysterical. This is what we think needs to happen, my mom said, like she was dictating a business plan. You need to be the bigger person, Mark. I just stared at her. What? You need to forgive them, she said. I laughed. It was a broken sound. Forgive them? They made a mistake, Mark, my mom said. A terrible mistake. But they love each other. Alex finally looked at me. It's true, Mark. I love her. And there's a baby, my mom said, her voice softening now. A baby, Mark. This baby is family. And we all need to help them. We all need to support them. Because we're family. I looked at my dad, pleading. He just wouldn't meet my eyes. He just sighed. Listen to your mother, son. It's the right thing to do, I snapped. The right thing? The right thing is for me to forgive my brother for impregnating my wife. The right thing is for me to help them. Mark, please, my mom begged. Don't do this. Don't tear this family apart. I'm not the one tearing it apart. I screamed. Get out, I said. All of you. Get out, Sarah smirked. You can't kick me out, Mark. This is my house, too. And she was right. I just left. I grabbed my keys. I walked out. I drove to a motel, and that was the beginning of the end, or so I thought. I was devastated. I wasn't just betrayed by my wife. I wasn't just betrayed by my brother. I was abandoned by my parents. They chose the golden child, and I was nothing. I hired a lawyer, a cheap one, a divorce mill lawyer who sighed when I told him the story. She's on the deed? He asked. Yes. And she's pregnant? Yes, but it's not mine. Can you prove that? It's my brother's. They admit it. He just shook his head. It's messy, kid. This is going to be messy. And it was. We went to court. I walked in, numb, and they were all there. Sarah, Alex, my mom, my dad. And they were all sitting on her side. I just couldn't breathe. Sarah's lawyer painted a picture of me as a cold, distant workaholic, an emotionally abusive husband. And then my father was called to the stand. My father, and he testified against me. Mark, he was never home, my dad said. His voice strong. He pushed Sarah away. He cared more about his work than his wife. And Alex? Sarah's lawyer asked. What about Alex? Alex, he's a good boy, my dad said. He was just there to help. He saw how sad Sarah was. He was just there for her. He even did work on the house. What kind of work? Oh, my dad waved his hand. He fixed the plumbing. He painted the living room. He put in a lot of sweat equity. We all saw it. It was a lie. A complete bald-faced lie. Alex never lifted a finger in his life. It fixed the plumbing. I painted the living room, and my dad knew that. And then my mom testified. She cried. I saw my son Mark neglect that sweet girl for years, she sobbed. And Alex, he just has a big heart. They made a mistake, but it wasn't malicious. It was love. I was done. My lawyer tried. But he was outgunned. The judge saw me, a successful IT consultant, and he saw her, a pregnant, scorned woman. He didn't care whose baby it was. He gave her everything. He gave her the house. My house. The house I bought. The house I fixed. And he gave her alimony. A lot of alimony. You clearly neglected this woman, Mr. Walker, the judge said. And this child, regardless of paternity, deserves a stable home. The home you established. And you will pay for it. I walked out of that courtroom with nothing, my car, my clothes, and a crushing debt to the woman who destroyed my life. And my family. They applauded. I was at rock bottom. I lived in that motel for weeks. I drank. I thought about ending it. What was the point? My life, everything I worked for, was gone. Stolen by my own family. And then, one night, in that stale motel room, something happened. I looked in the mirror, and the sadness was gone, and all that was left was rage. A cold, quiet fury. I had nothing to lose. They thought they broke me. They thought they buried me. They forgot I was a seed. I had nothing left. No house, no wife. No family, no fear. I had this idea, an idea I had been tinkering with, a secure data hosting service. Knew my consulting clients needed it. I had the skills. I had nothing but time. So I worked from that motel room. I used my last few dollars to buy server space. I lived on coffee and rage. I worked 20-hour days. I didn't sleep. I coded. I wasn't trying to get rich. I was just trying to prove I existed. I landed one small client, then another. My service, it was good. It was secure. It was better than anything else on the market, and it boomed. I wasn't just surviving. I was thriving. 2 years went by. Just 2 years. I wasn't the same man. I wasn't Mark, the reliable appliance. I was the CEO of my own company. I was a millionaire. I wasn't just rich. I was powerful, and I was still paying that alimony every single month. A direct debit, a reminder. I bought a new house, a penthouse condo, overlooking the city, all glass and steel, a fortress, a monument to my survival. And then I got the letter. I wasn't surprised. They heard about my success. Sarah was suing me again. For more alimony. She claimed the cost of living had gone up, that her child, my nephew, had needs, that my success meant she deserved more. I looked at the letter, and I smiled. The old Mark would have crumbled. The new Mark. He was excited. I called my assistant. Get me the best divorce lawyer in this city, I said. The most vicious shark you can find. I don't care what it costs. I walked into her office the next day. Her name was Ms. Hayes. She was all angles and ice. She read my file. They did this to you? She asked. Her voice flat. Yes. Your own family testified against you? Yes. And you've been paying this woman for 2 years? Yes. And now she wants more? Yes. She leaned back in her chair. Mr. Walker, what is your desired outcome? I looked her dead in the eye. I want you to burn them to the ground, she smiled. A thin, cold smile. I don't burn things, Mr. Walker. I just legally dismantle them. I take away their kindling. I take away their heat. I leave them in the cold. Good, I said. I'll pay you in advance. I want you to find everything. She did. 2 weeks later, she called me back into her office. She had a file, a thick one. Well, she said, sliding it across the desk. You were right to come to me. This is quite the story. I opened it. First, she said, your ex-wife, Sarah, and your brother, Alex, got married. What? 6 days after your divorce was final? A quiet ceremony at the courthouse. Very romantic. She's married? To him? She has been for 2 years, which under state law immediately terminates alimony. She has committed perjury and fraud by not reporting it, and by continuing to accept your payments. I couldn't breathe. There's more, she said. The child, the 2-year-old. The one she's claiming needs more support from you. She slid a birth certificate across the desk. Father's name, right there, she pointed. Alex Walker. He's legally the father. You have no financial responsibility for this child. Never did. So why are they suing me for more money if they know this? Ms. Hayes smiled. Because they're desperate. They bought a new house with your alimony money, and they lost it. Foreclosure. 6 months ago. What happened? Your brother Alex, the golden child. It seems he's still a big idea guy. He convinced your parents to cash out their retirement. Their 401k, everything. He invested all of it plus all of your alimony payments into a cryptocurrency scam. Crypto llama coin or some such nonsense. It was a rug pull. A scam. It's all gone. Every penny. My parents' retirement? Gone, she confirmed. Your brother is jobless. Your parents are broke. So where are they living? Ah, she said. That's the best part. All of them. Your mom, your dad, your brother, your ex-wife, and your nephew, all living together in a 2-bedroom rented townhouse. And they are surviving solely on the alimony you've been paying. They found out you were rich, and they got greedy. They thought they could squeeze you for more. And instead, they just gave me the gun to end it all. A bazooka, Mr. Walker. She smiled. And I intend to fire it. The day in court was glorious. I walked in my best suit. They were all there. Sarah Walker looked smug. Alex looked shabby. My parents were in the back, and they looked old. They looked desperate. Sarah's lawyer started. Your Honor, my client is suffering. The cost of living is untenable. The child has needs. Mr. Walker's fortune has grown exponentially. We believe it's only fair that his alimony be increased to reflect his new status so his family can live comfortably. The judge nodded, looked at me, and Ms. Hayes stood up. Your Honor, she said, her voice like a scalpel. I think counsel is confused about which family he is referring to. She proceeded to dismantle them. Your Honor, I present Exhibit A, a marriage certificate for Sarah Miller and Alex Walker, dated 6 days after her divorce from my client. Sarah's face went white. And Exhibit B, a birth certificate for the child, listing the father as Alex Walker. My client has no parental or financial responsibility for this child. And finally, Exhibit C, 2 years of bank statements proving Ms. Sarah Walker has committed fraud and perjury by knowingly accepting alimony payments from my client long after her right to it was terminated by her remarriage. The judge was livid. He looked at Sarah. Is this true? He boomed. Sarah's lawyer was speechless. The judge slammed his gavel. Alimony is terminated effective immediately. In fact, I'm ordering Ms. Sarah Walker to pay back the last 6 months of alimony. And furthermore, she will be paying all of Mr. Walker's legal fees for this frivolous and fraudulent lawsuit. Case dismissed. I stood up. I nodded to Ms. Hayes, and I walked out of the courtroom. That was when they ambushed me. My parents. They ran up to me in the hallway. My mom grabbed my arm. Mark! Son, please! She was crying. Real tears this time. Mark, we were wrong. We see that now. We were so wrong. My dad looked broken. Son, he whispered. He's your brother. We lost everything. The retirement, it's gone. All of it. That alimony, it was all we had. It was paying our rent. Alex and Sarah were standing behind them. Alex looking at his shoes. Sarah just looked like she wanted to kill me. Mark! My mom sobbed. You can't let this happen. We're family. We'll be on the street. What about your nephew? Your beautiful little nephew? I let her finish. I took a deep breath, and the last little piece of the old Mark died. I looked at my mother. Family? I asked. My voice was cold, calm. You want to talk about family? Let me tell you about family. Mom, family doesn't lie on a witness stand to steal a man's house from him. Family doesn't side with a cheater and an adulterer and call them the victims. Family doesn't ask the one who was betrayed to be the bigger person and forgive the predators who tore his life apart. You chose, all of you, 2 years ago. You chose your golden child. You always did. But Mark, my dad whispered, we were wrong. You were wrong, I agreed. And now you're just broke. You told me I needed to help them, I said, gesturing to Alex and Sarah. Well, guess what? I have been. For 2 solid years, my money, the money I earned from the business I built after you all tried to destroy me, has been paying your rent. It's been feeding him, I said, pointing directly at Alex. He flinched. It's been paying for her clothes. The free ride is over. But Mark, my mom wailed. What are we supposed to do? We have no income. We lost our retirement. I looked at her and I smiled. I don't know, Mom. You're struggling with bills? Well, maybe you should get a job. All of you. Maybe you can go scrub floors at a hospital. It's honest work. It's what I was prepared to do. You lost your retirement? Well, that's a shame. But maybe Alex has another one of his big ideas. You believe in him so much, right? Go invest in that. But family, my dad choked out. Yes, I said. You are a family. I looked at all 4 of them. My parents, my brother, my ex-wife. You told me that family should all help each other. That family should support each other. So here's my advice. Go home to your rented townhouse. And you all support each other. You made this family. Now you can lie in it. I turned my back on them. I heard my mother scream my name. Mark, Mark. I didn't slow down. I just kept walking. The heavy doors of the courthouse opened, and I walked out into the sun. I felt light. I was just about to head to my car when I heard my name again. Mr. Walker, I turned. It was Ms. Hayes. She was holding a briefcase, and that thin, cold smile was back. A bazooka, as promised, she said. Thank you, Ms. Hayes, I said. I can't thank you enough. It's just Kate, she said, adjusting her glasses. And I believe I owed you thanks. That was the most satisfying case of my career. She looked at me. Really, looked at me for the first time as something other than a file. You know, she said, all that work. You've been paying your ex-wife's rent. You paid my fee in advance. And now the court is ordering them to pay you. You're probably the only client I have who's made money today. I laughed. A real actual laugh. It felt rusty. I guess so. What are you doing now, Mark? She asked. I don't know, I admitted. I was just going to drive. You look like you need a drink, or at least a decent meal that doesn't come from a motel vending machine. Sorry, that was in the old file. It's okay, I smiled. You're right. Well, she said, shutting her briefcase with a final, satisfying click. Let's go. I'm buying. I want to hear all about this crypto llama coin thing. It sounds hilarious, and I went with her. That was 6 months ago. My penthouse is different now. It's not just glass and steel anymore. There's a plant. And a second toothbrush, Kate, Ms. Hayes. She's not just my lawyer. They say blood is thicker than water. Maybe it is. But sometimes you have to cut off the poisoned limb to save yourself. And sometimes you find that water is exactly what you needed to drink to start growing again. My name is Mark Walker, and I am finally free.